Hello and welcome back to Iraq. Today I am in Basra, the country's second largest city, and I'm starting here in the old city of Basra, which used to be the Venice of the Middle East, with all these canals, and they had beautiful old houses, but sadly a lot of the wars in recent years have destroyed many parts of the old city, and since then it's never really been properly renovated or restored. So Basra's old city, referred to as Shanashil, it's where many of the city's wealthiest families lived in their traditional homes. Here with the two boys from Bil Weekend in downtown Basra. Cool looking place. A quick mandatory chai stop before heading out to explore more of the area. Inside this cafe, on all of the walls, are writers and poets, and most of the people in here tend to be older men. It's not really a younger man's cafe, let's say. Spotted this while walking along the street here in Basra. Look at these sizes. Must be all those carbs, all the rice and the bread. Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. The indoor market has transitioned to the outdoor food market with fish and vegetables here, and lots of noise and people. Quite a bustling environment.
عليكم السلام يا اهلا وسهلا اهلا وسهلا.
تقدر تشرحها من جديد حتى بس نشوف اسامي؟
هذا سمتي.
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 اوكي سمتي.
هذا بني.
بني.
يسمونه بني عماره.
بني عماره.
بني عماره.
اوكي.
هذا بياح.
بياح.
مال فاو.
مال فاو.
صقر.
صقر.
هذا شانق.
هذا شانق.
نعم. هذا صافي.
هذا صافي.
هذا مزلق.
هذا مزلق.
وهذا بياح.
اي
هذا بياح.
حط لي كيلو تمر.
تمام.
وياك نور البزوني من اهالي البصره بقياده كريم ابو السمك.
He asked us to check out the dates. Look at them all sticking together in one big pile. Shukran. A date to try here. Very sticky and sugary one. Compared to the ones I've had in Africa and Saudi, etc. This is right up there in terms of sweetness. And to be honest, I wouldn't really expect anything else from Iraq when it comes to sugar. Olives and pickled items, preserved in brine. And then here you have the chickens. Quite an intense market. They even eat the head of sheep here in Iraq, but I haven't tried it as of yet. I took a shot here also of the liver, which is also sold and commonly eaten here. I've tried some before in Kuwait. I like how they cut the top of the pomegranate here so that you can see the seeds inside. And I think I've mentioned before on this channel that pomegranate juice is my favorite along with watermelon. I've been drinking it whenever I've had the opportunity here in Iraq because it is in abundance all over the country.
شاي واحد بلا زحمة خدمتك سافرتي؟ لا هنا أو يلا سفر حبيبي طيب صونا بعد اي والله سنين صار خليه اي والله خليه الله وادي خليه خالد اي والله.
So that man there is a guy who essentially walks around with that tray giving people tea on the street. You just call him and he'll come over and bring you your chai. You don't even have to go anywhere to get it, which is pretty cool. Quick stop for some Iraqi kebab as usual here with our friend opposite us on the table.
This is kebab.
Yeah, kebab. You can't come to Iraq without having kebab unless you don't eat red meat, of course. Look at that. Let's dig in. Following our lunch, I am now here by the Shat al-Arab river of the Arabs here in Basra, and just beside it is a statue to one of Iraq's most famous poets. Hussein, he's one of your favorite poets, right?
Yeah. Okay, if you wanna talk about Basra, you have to mention Sayyab. Sayyab was a leading Iraqi poet. He's probably one of the most influential Arabic poets of all time. His writings helped change the course of the Iraqi and the Arabic modern poetry for good.
Following some coffee, we have now come to a restaurant for dinner, and as always in Iraq, whenever you have dinner, they usually provide you with soup and some appetizers, little salads, some vegetables and some hummus, and it usually isn't charged. That comes not included. Usually they only charge you for the meat. Sometimes they don't even charge you for drinks, for the bread, depending on the place that you go to. It's quite an interesting thing here in Iraq. So look what has just arrived, our dinner. You can see the sheep's head here, which is a really popular dish in Iraq. Hussein, what's it called?
It's called Bacha.
Okay.
And it's very famous Iraqi food. We usually put parts of a sheep, usually the head. So yeah, sometimes people get really
grossed out by it.
Yeah, but no, when they try it,
It tastes amazing.
It's either they love it so much, or they're right. You know?
Okay.
It depends.
Okay, going in for my first taste of the bacha. You can see the meat here, which looks very tender. Tastes very good. Quite fatty, but it tastes quite nice, to be fair. This is going to be the kind of thing that people either love or hate. And taste-wise, I love it. Appearance-wise, not so much. But if you're eating meat, you can't be too picky. It's so tender, it melts in your mouth, quite messy to eat. But if you're eating with your hands, most things generally are anyway. Mohammed keeps grabbing bits of meat for me and placing it on the head of the sheep in front of me. So I'm kind of eating sheep's head off the head of another sheep. That is the eye right there. If anyone fancies it. Mohammed, do you like the eye? Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
طيبة? Well, like, I'm not a fan of the eye, so he says good. Like, I should try that next time.
Ask him if he eats the brain as well. Does he sometimes eat the brain?
دماغ من تاكل؟ كل شيء. Everything.
Okay. Following our dinner, we are now here in a busy-ish place with some shisha. Now, I don't recommend smoking shisha every single day, nor do I recommend it more than once a week. If anything, don't do it more than a couple times maybe in your life. But here in Iraq, it is really popular. Even when you go to a restaurant, they ask you, would you like shisha with your meal? I mean, that's how common it is, and you'll see people smoking it absolutely everywhere across the country. So here we have one which includes mint and bubblegum.
لا بالتظاهرات كانت تشغيل وفي تظاهرات ورسم على الحيطة.
After visiting Basra, the three of us made our way back up to Baghdad the following day, where we spent the night to rest, and then the following morning we made our way north from Baghdad and we stopped in Samarra, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, on the way to our final destination, which was Mosul. Samarra, as it's pronounced, is one of the most recognizable sites in Iraq with its spiral tower. Under the time of the Abbasid Caliphate, the capital was moved here by one of the caliphs until eventually it went back to Baghdad and the city fell into decline, especially after the Mongols came and attacked the city. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site here in Iraq as well, alongside many others such as Ur and Hatra. And in order to enter the site as a foreigner, you may have to leave your passport at one of the checkpoints, but that's okay. They'll give you this kind of ticket or pass which you can use to enter the site, and then once you leave again, you'll get your passport back. As you walk around the spiral staircase, there is no cover to your right. It just simply drops off the side of the tower. So it's a very unique looking sort of site. I haven't been to anything like it before. Look at this, you come up and there's literally just over 1 meter before the huge drop. Not much space around, but what incredible views of the surrounding area here in Samarra. It's quite an experience with all these people here, and wow, what a view all around. I have never seen anything like this. Following Samarra, we continued north to Mosul, but I will stop the video here. I will be covering Mosul in the next video. It is a hard one to watch, so be warned, but a very poignant place and somewhere I'm very glad that I visited. It was the capital of the Islamic State for 3 years before it was liberated by the Iraqi army alongside foreign forces that are also helping in the operation. Basra is quite an interesting city in some regards. In some ways it's quite disappointing, such as the old city is a little bit run down. I think it could be looked after better. I would say personally that Basra is skippable if you're only looking for Iraq's highlights, you know, Karbala, the marshes, Baghdad, Babylon, etc. Before I end things though, I want to talk about Licht, which you will find in the video description, my personal link, and also pinned at the top of the comments. They are the fastest growing music chart library, allowing you to license popular music and put them in your YouTube videos affordably. So if you're interested in doing that and you're a content creator and you get frustrated that you can put famous songs in your Instagram stories but you can't on your YouTube videos without being able to monetize them and earn money, then Licht is the answer. So check them out, they're really good, and I've got my personalized link below. So see you on the next video in Mosul. Peace.